I'm sure this will be popular, but I do lean over on completions for Daniels at 20.5. Now, that's starting to get expensive at BetMGM, 135 now, to lay that to go over. Other books are 21.5, and it's probably going to get higher towards kickoff. But I feel like that's a low number, and it's very attainable for a very talented quarterback who's extremely accurate. This guy last year was completing over 70% of his passes for a long stretch of the season. Accuracy is not an issue. And I don't know that they can run the ball the way they want to against Green Bay. So I lean over on completions. But again, my favorite bet, Commanders plus the 3.5.
The betting market for MVP is telling us, and I'm not here to disagree with it, that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are on a tier by themselves. And I think we all would agree with that. Those two guys that had that showdown on Sunday night, and then you get the next tier. Many sports books have Jaden Daniels third. That's what it is. I trust them. I believe in the betting market. I think you should as well. It's close, but they have Daniels third. So if you're starting a team, Daniels. Like, it's not a conversation with Love. It's not. Right now, Love has a better offensive line. There are aspects where Love has a bit of an advantage, but, I mean, come on. Yeah, I'm sure Daniels would love to have a Micah Parsons on his defense, but he doesn't. But, yeah, for me, there's a little bit of gap, and if you disagree, well, we'll find out. We'll see how the season ends up playing out. Tunsil and Parsons, they have faced off twice. Parsons did not have a sack against Tunsil. Now, if the Packers are smart, you're not going to line them up against Tunsil the entire game. You're going to end up moving them around, change sides and all that. But I think it's worth pointing out. Against Washington, Parsons has 10.5 sacks in his career. He's in the division with them, played him 8 times, 10.5 sacks. Quite productive. I know the Parsons sack is going to be popular. And for those that don't normally bet this kind of stuff, there are certain books you do want to bet the sack prop on, certain books you don't. Pay attention to what you're betting. Sam, a quick look this morning. Okay, one sports book that sets it at a half a sack, which means if you're betting over a half, we need the full sack. It's minus 132 over a half. Another sports book that does a quarter sack, over is minus 117. Wait, what? It's a cheaper price on one book to go over a quarter than another book to go over a half. So understand what you're betting if you're going to delve into those sack props, and that is not something that you normally do.
I don't have any interest in betting that sack prop.
Nope.
I'm not laying $1.32 on a sack. Yeah. The sack props and the touchdown props, maybe different conversation for a different day, are just ridiculous now. I mean, guys that should be plus 150 or minus 110. And, that's sort of been the way of the world because people just parlay touchdowns. That's a thing now. So if you're parlaying 3-4 guys, the liability just goes higher and higher. So you're never going to get a true touchdown number. And if you pick an elite player to record a sack or score a touchdown, forget it. There is no value in those numbers anymore because it's very popular and they're not going to give it away, right? Like we had talked about Grenard the other day. He didn't even get a sack, but, one book opened up at plus 250 and then by the day of the game, it's minus 110. Like a guy should not be minus 110 to get a sack. I don't care how good he is, let alone minus 130. So, no, I have no interest in that. I also looked at Terry McLaurin's longest catch. We talked about this a lot last year. They take shots with him. And it's no secret the Packers are looking for answers in the cornerback room. I mean, hell, they lost Jair Alexander. So what's going to stop the Washington play calling from taking a shot or two down the field with McLaurin? Now, if you get a flag and he doesn't catch it, it is what it is. But you're basically betting at minus 110 that they take a shot down the field to McLaurin, like a 30-yard bomb. I like those chances. So longest catch, 21.5 minus 110, 21.5 minus 115, whatever. I think there's a good chance we see a couple deep throws to McLaurin, and I would think he's very live for a 23, 24, 25-yard catch or more. If he gets a 50-yarder, great. But that's the number, 21.5. I think it's a little low.
I'm sure it'll be very popular. I want to see before I recommend to anyone but I have a couple in mind, and like you, I'm thinking Washington side. The rushing yards for Jaden Daniels keeps going up. I saw it 43.5 earlier. The lowest number in market is 44.5. BetMGM's at 46.5. We know this. As we get closer to game time, that sort of a prop is just going to go up, up, up. If you plan on betting it, do it now, because you're going to be in the upper 40s by the time we get to kickoff. I'm looking at a different receiver. I'm looking at the guy that got 10 targets last week. What about Debo? So in his debut with the Commanders, 7 catches, 77 yards, gets into the end zone, mostly played out of the slot. And that's how you want to attack. But definitely with what we saw out of Green Bay with their nickel Bullard. He was targeted 11 times, gave up 10 receptions on 73 yards. I think they're going to want to go to Debo. The receptions number for him is 4.5. So Commander side, I'm looking at a different receiver than you. You've got a McLaurin angle. I would look to Debo. And, the Jaden Daniels, I'm sure Jaden Daniels in some form or fashion is going to be the most popular player prop tonight.
So, question.
Yeah.
If the Packers are the second best team in the league right now, and the Commanders go into Green Bay and whoop their ass, how far do they fall from 2?
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me that I thought you were going to make the suggestion that the Commanders should be 2.
Oh, no. If the Commanders beat the Packers, the Commanders are 1, right? Because if you beat 2, you automatically become the best team in the league. I don't know how power rankings work anymore. I think we just overreact and try and make people enraged.
Yeah.
I did listen to our Lightning Bet segment yesterday. Very funny. Very triggering, but very funny. That's my question. Where do the Packers move if the Commanders whoop that ass?
Will they be outside the top 5? Outside the top 5, yes or no?
Of course they will.
So. I think so. I think they will be.